Ok. Vejam lá agora, maltinha no chat, digam como é que isso está. Hello everyone, let me know how the sound and video is. Hopefully it's fine. It should be okay now. Tá top? Finalmente. Ok, finalmente. Fogo, estava a dar luta. Hã?
Mas esse é o antigo. Voltou outro. Não entrou ainda.
Não entrou? Tá top.
Agora sim.
Finally. All right, perfect. Cool. That's awesome. We back. There we go. Hey, everyone on YouTube, we're about to do a live stream for PHP Portugal. It will be absolutely awesome. Welcome everyone. Nice to see you all. Say hi on the chat. Share your live stream among everyone. I'm excited to be here today. Catch you guys during the event. Okay. Como é que estamos? Prazer em ver, tudo bem? Alison, nice to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Nice to see you all.
How did you like the States?
Good. I love it. Denver. Denver is quiet, but it's a nice place.
Denver is super cool. I mean, it's the first time I was in Denver. And I've flown through the airport, but I've never actually been there. And I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was really, really nice.
Beautiful city. It's quiet. It was a nice Laracon.
Did you end up eating a hot dog?
I did.
What did you
on the actual baseball game.
Oh, which is perfect. That's the right place to do it.
It was
gonna say the
it was
airport, I
top
was gonna
notch.
smack you.
Yeah, it was top notch. Actually, it was super good.
Yeah.
And they used this green jelly thing, which I don't know the name. Do you know on top of?
Relish.
Yeah. That's so top.
Pickles, yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly sweet.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad you got a chance to try that stuff. I knew
Oh,
that
yeah.
because like the burgers here are really good. You're not missing them.
Yeah. Como é que estamos? Sara, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Huge fan. How you doing?
Doing great, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the meetup, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she told me it was on, and I'm like,
Why not?
that's
Right?
on. I'm
Okay.
here, yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome. Huh? Nice to have you here in Portugal. I hope you're having fun. So, nice.
I don't know if you want to sit in the front and get in the way of everybody else, or because you're like literally the tallest person in the room.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there in January. Yeah.
You will going again?
Yeah, January, Laracon, India.
Okay,
What
cool.
brings you to Lisbon? Are you just you live here?
Yeah, I live here.
Okay,
I'm a PHP WordPress developer.
nice.
And, I'm more into SEO side. I'm fixing the website, working with the client side as well as my own clients.
Okay.
But I'm doing something, just grabbing information and just discovering the place.
Well, nice to see you, and thanks for coming today. It will be awesome. We are going to have an hour talks, and then we have a nice event close by in a local pub. So we'll have a bunch of opportunities to speak. It will be awesome. Catch you in a bit. Desculpa? Sim, fala com ele. Sim. Daí vai dizer lá, ele é fixe. Sim! Como é que estamos?
Da bicicleta.
Ganda golo. Fogo.
Are those drinks available for people to drink, or are they?
I think so, yeah. You can go. Oh, yeah. Ô, Chico. Faz um favor, vais a uma stream do YouTube e vês se está tudo ok, vais falando com a malta, vê se está tudo ok.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Do you mind if I mic you up? Yeah, sure. Just be mindful that we are live streaming the event, so everything that you are going to say starting now will be online and live recorded. Okay. All right. Here we go.
And
you
go
good?
straight to you afterwards?
Yeah. Once you go off stage, give it to me because I will have to give it to Anna, the Laravel person.
Okay, and then who will take this off afterwards, or who do I need to give this to?
Yeah. Once you go off stage, I will take it from you. You don't have to think about that anymore.
Okay.
Again, we are being live streamed right now, so yeah, don't go to the bathroom.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Хорошо, maluco. Tô com sono. What's up, everyone in the chat? Nice to see you all. We're starting this in 2 minutes. This is PHP Portugal, by the way. I'm super happy to be here, and we're starting the event in literally 2 minutes, okay? Everyone in the chat say hello. I'm literally seeing the chat right now. Mike, nice to see you. Sadam, nice to see you. Paul Serrano, what's up, dude? Sadam, nice to see you. Nice to see you all. Chico, can you share the event on the PHP Portugal meetup, please? Do you mind? Thank you. Yeah, agora. Bem, maltinha, vamos começar agora, está bem? Sim, eu depois do James vou-te chamar a ti.
Ok, está bem.
Tá bom.
Então, espera lá, eu vou...
Ana, eu vou-te dar o mic up uma vez que venhas para o palco.
Ok.
Vou-te pôr o microfone igual a este, está bem?
Está bem, tudo bem.
Hey chat, we're about to start this.
I actually turned into summer squash.
Hello everyone, and welcome to PHP Portugal once again. Nice to see everyone for another PHP Portugal event, one of the best languages in the world, PHP. Super happy to be here in Lisbon for another event like this. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer, and now I'm trying to be a YouTuber as well. So this event has been streamed all around the world for developers as well. We are PHP Portugal, a community around PHP, web technologies. We are in Lisbon, Porto, Leiria, Faro, and many other cities in Portugal. And our goal is, again, promote the PHP language all around Portugal. We love PHP, but we also love first-time speakers, okay? Many of you have already been speakers at PHP Portugal. If you haven't, this is an opportunity for you. If any of you wants to be a speaker at any day, at any point, and talk about PHP, but also if you want to talk about JavaScript, anything you want, you can come just next to me and I will create this opportunity for you. Also, a great idea to help the PHP Portugal community is literally take pictures, okay? So during the event, just grab the phone, take a couple of pictures, and you can share them on the Telegram group, which I will share with you all in a second, but you can also share them on social media. Use the hashtag PHP Portugal so I can track those pictures and share them on Telegram afterwards. This is a Telegram I was telling you about. You can just grab your phone, scan this QR code, and just to give you the reason why we have this, we have literally 250 PHP developers on this Telegram group. And we speak pretty much every single day. about our struggles, what is going good, what is going bad. We talk a lot about PHP. We talk very bad things about JavaScript. This is awesome. So if you guys want to, just join this Telegram group. We are there every single day. If you don't want to scan the QR code, you can also go to php-portugal.com/telegram. Now, about our sponsors. Today we have two main sponsors, and our sponsors are important. They are the people who make all of this possible, and we have two great sponsors today. The first one is Inscale, is the company who provided this office. It will provide the pizzas, the beers afterwards, and I would like to welcome on stage James to talk a little bit about what Inscale is about.
Thank you. So welcome to Inscale, welcome to our office here. We're delighted to have you and host you. So as Nuno was saying, we're sponsoring today's event. We do many different events as well. You've all got your sheets of paper there as well, so feel free to fill them in, put your names, your details, and we get to invite you to various different events that we host in our office here as well. So a little bit about us. So we basically help our clients build high-tech performing teams throughout Lisbon, throughout Macedonia, Malaysia, pretty much throughout Europe. So we've got some of our team members here with us today as well. Probably some of you, we've connected already on LinkedIn when we've been trying to be in touch with you. But by all means, there's the details there. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with Inscale as well using the QR code here. Some of the pictures what Nuno was talking about will also be available on our social media channels as well. So feel free to check those out. Any new opportunities as well, specifically for PHP, we'll have some posted there for you. So feel free to check those out as well. And again, shout out to our facilities team as well for arranging our pizzas and drinks and everything. So yeah, without further ado, thank you so much. And nice to see you all and hope to see you again in future.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you, Inscale, for providing this opportunity for us. And just by the way, are badass companies like Inscale that made PHP Portugal possible. And there is also other badass companies. One of them is Laravel. And to tell you everything about Laravel, I would like to welcome Anna on stage.
Okay, hi everyone. Well, thank you so much for being here. Also, thank you to Inscale for hosting us. So my name is Anna. I work for Laravel, and the next words I'm going to say are the scariest words you can say to a developer after Cloudflare outage or AWS billing. And those words are, I work in marketing. So sorry about that. So a little bit about Laravel. If you're a PHP developer and you aren't using Laravel, seriously, what are you doing with your life? I don't know. Anyway, jokes aside, Laravel is an open source PHP framework. It's designed for developers who love to ship. We have a complete ecosystem, all open source, designed for you to build, deploy, and monitor your apps. And also Laravel is at the core, the framework is at the core of all of our products. So let me start with Laravel Cloud. Laravel Cloud is a cloud hosting platform for your Laravel apps. The great thing about Laravel Cloud is that you just connect it to your GitHub repo, push to deploy. You can deploy your app in 1 minute or less, and you're off to the races. You don't have to manage any infrastructure. It auto scales with you, and it's really built to help people deploy and build instead of spending their hours managing infrastructure. So I always used to say, like, if you have an agency, you're trying to bring in more revenue, where do you want to allocate those engineering hours? Do you want to have your developers, building and shipping apps and bringing in more revenue, or do you want them, managing infrastructure? And cloud kind of solves that problem. Next up, we have Forge. Has anyone here used Forge? Laravel Forge? Okay, you're not my mom. Oh, thank you. Okay, so Laravel Forge is a server management platform. It allows you a little bit more flexibility than Laravel Cloud. So if you like to tinker with your servers in the background, Forge really helps you do that, but also takes away kind of the strife of managing your servers. And the great thing about Forge is that it doesn't work only with Laravel apps. It works with vanilla PHP, Satamic, WordPress, Nuxt, and Next.js, so it all works with Forge. If you want to monitor, we have Night Watch. You can easily integrate it either with Forge or Cloud. And finally, what kind of SaaS company would we be if we didn't have an AI product? I'm very relieved to say that the way that we do AI at Laravel is a very no-nonsense approach. So we have Boost. Boost is basically your AI assistant. You can connect it to one of your agents. It supports a lot of AI agents, and it provides them with an up-to-date version of our docs, our knowledge base. So it's basically your AI sidekick when you're building with Laravel. And from the feedback that we've been receiving, it can really, really help boost your productivity in a cool way. So that's it. Enjoy your evening. If you have any comments or feedback about Laravel, any positive feedback, come to me. If you have any complaints, go to Nunu. And enjoy. I've heard we're going to have some really nice talks. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you later for dinner and drinks.
Yeah, this is Laravel. By the way, Inscale is providing us with beer, pizza. Laravel will pay you the first drink on the local pub we are going to go after this meetup. So today's schedule is quite simple. Here we go. We have two speakers. One of them is my very good friend, Matthew Napoli, who will be talking about how PHP runs in serverless. The second speaker will be talking about PHP 8.5, is Hugo Monteiro. And finally, we are going to do some snacks, beer and pizza, and socialization, networking, which is literally the best moment of this meetup. Networking is what makes everything possible. So if you guys want to leverage a moment, that's the one. Networking, okay? It's happening right after the talks. We're going to have pizza and beers. And right after that, which I literally forgot to put here, we're going to a pub close by where the first drink is paid by Laravel. That being said, two more things. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go, okay. That being said, let me introduce you to the very first talk today. Matthew Napoli, he came all the way down from France to be here today. A huge welcome to Matthew Napoli, the creator of Breath PHP. Everyone. You want to put it here? Or? No, all good. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. So what I'm going to talk about is a bit, I'm going to talk about serverless, how PHP runs serverless. Obviously, I don't have slides. I only have like 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to make this a bit interactive. I want to start with a quick question so I know where we stand. Have you ever run PHP serverless here? Like raise your hand if you use Vapor, if you use Breath, if you use anything else. Perfect, no one. And now, let's be honest, I really enjoy doing this. Like, what would you even consider running PHP serverless? Like, raise your hand if you think it might be a bit too complex or weird or maybe confusing, scary, or like something you wouldn't really consider. Like, I'm interested in honest feedback. If like servers and containers are fine for you, you don't need serverless, raise your hand. Okay, at least you're interested. That's fine, that's interesting. So I'm going to start with this. Why serverless? This is my first PHP website. I built it in 2007, and at the time I was working with Visual Basic. So this is like Visual Basic code snippets. So there wasn't GitHub at the time, and I needed to share those Visual Basic code between people. And yeah, you can get in there and watch some Visual Basic code, great. So I have this code and I want to share it, and I wanted to build a website, but I don't know how. And my grandfather at the time was building websites with PHP 3, and he gave me a book about PHP 3, and he told me like, hey, this is a nice language actually to get started, simple. And so that's how I got into PHP. And what I really enjoyed, how I fell in love with PHP, is that that was accessible. That made the web accessible, because it was easy enough to get started and do very weird code, and then to deploy it by drag and drop into an FTP server. And then it was like free hosting. It's been running since then. I lost the credentials. It's still running. And I don't know when it will be done, but I don't know. I'm just a spectator of that website now. And so why I talk about serverless and do stuff about serverless is because I find in serverless, in that kind of idea, the same vision in making the web accessible again. Across working with PHP, I went into Kubernetes and servers and Vagrant and Docker files and stuff like that, and it's honestly can be a bit overwhelming. I like the idea of simplifying and focusing on writing the PHP code. Serverless is far from perfect. It's far from being simple on every aspect, but I like this idea, this vision that the web can be accessible again. So that's why. Now, I want to show you how serverless works. I don't want to tell you. So I have this little application here, and I'm going to need your help. What I've done is I've built a very simple web app, and I deployed it serverless, and I built some kind of thing that is connected to the web app. So what you can do is you can scan this QR code, and we're going to see what happened. So when you open the web page on your phone, you can see an emoji, and you can click that, and that will send more requests, essentially. And what we are seeing here is the application scaling live. So send some requests. If you have the laptop, you can overwhelm it. That would be fun. But it shows how things run, right? Each gray bar is like a server or a container. AWS doesn't like that we call them like this. It's called an instance. Well, honestly, who cares? It's like a container running. And each blue bar is a request. And so you can see that we scaled in real time, and at the beginning there was nothing. I deployed the application and nothing is really running. So a very simple way to explain how serverless runs, it's a container auto-scaling. It's as simple as that. Every container runs Linux, and inside there runs your application with PHP FPM, and Bref just does some small like plumbing, but it's like Laravel could run on there, and it just works. But it's not just auto-scaling. It's sure, it's auto-scaling very fast and everything, great, but there's a bit of a difference in how it actually runs. And as you can see here, every blue bar is a request, which means that, and eventually everything will scale back down, right? Which means that one container handles one request at a time. It's really weird at first to think about that, because it's very wasteful in a sense. Like if I have a server, I can handle multiple requests on the same server. But this is a choice, a design choice from serverless, how they made it. And the idea is that whether you have one request or you have 1,000 or 1,000,000 at the same time, every request runs in the same environment. Every request has a Linux system and PHP FPM with one worker and full RAM, and that's it. Doesn't matter how much traffic you have. Of course, everything runs into a database, then you have to think about scaling the database. That's a different thing, right? But the PHP code has a whole container available. And so you never have to think about, oh, is my server overloaded? Is the RAM getting full? Am I filling up the disk? You don't have to think about these things. Now, you may be thinking now, great, but who wants, for a demo like this, I don't know, like 10 containers active? Who wants to pay for that? I don't want to pay for that. This is where it's also different. It's very, again, driven by this idea of invocation or event or however you call it. So I'm only paying for the blue bar. I'm not paying for the gray bar. So I could have like 1,000 requests come in. I have 1,000, like at the same time, exact same second. I have 1,000 containers booting immediately, and I'm only paying for 1,000 requests, even though the containers may live for an hour. Like AWS will garbage collect them. I don't care about that. It's their problem. I just pay for the blue bar. So for scenarios where you have variable traffic, this is really interesting. For queue workers, this is really interesting, because if I have 1 million messages in my queue, I mean, in theory, obviously not in practice, but in theory, I could process 1 million messages in parallel and process them in 1 second and never have to worry about, a queue. In practice, you don't want to process 1 million messages in parallel because then you have a database, right? But you can think about that in like not having to think about how many queue workers do I need. You don't think about that. You have as many as needed. And then you can obviously set up limits. So for my demo, I set up a limit of 50 containers. You haven't reached that with your phone, but if you want, you can try. But yeah, that's about the idea. So execution model, 1 request per container, and I pay only for these executions. And yeah, I think that's what I wanted to show with this animation, this quick thing. Now I want to. We went from very theoretical why serverless to very practical how it runs. So this runs on servers, right? It's just I don't have to maintain the servers. It runs in an AWS region. I don't have to care about which data center exactly. But let's get back just a little bit. What can we deploy? Well, we can deploy a very simple web app that shows hello world, like this one. We can deploy. Here is an example where I'm showing the diagrams made by Nuno, who is over, not you, yes. I wanted to showcase the diagrams that he designed. This is a nice way to visualize how the application runs and what it looks like. I hope it's visible with the screen. But this is an example of a very simple app I made. I have an API gateway. This is like the Apache HTTP server. I have a function, which is like a container for web requests. I use S3 for storing files, and I have another function for the console or artisan commands here. I split them because they don't really do the same thing, and it's like containers. You can have one for web and one for... it's like a container definition, because this can have many instances, right? It scales just like I've shown before. This application doesn't have any traffic, so it's not really interesting. It doesn't cost me anything, actually. I can show you... this is a game that I've made for my family, and so it gets every month about 80,000 requests. I have a single Lambda function for handling the web request, but we can see here that it's scaling up. In the last 30 days, at the moment I have just one instance active because there is little traffic, but for some reason during the last month it scaled up to 99 instances. I don't know why. Maybe some robot, some crawler. I don't care because, like, if I can show you here, there's the average number of instances running over the month, and it's like 0.3% equivalent of a server. So that's why I'm paying. I'm paying for 0.3% servers for 80,000 requests. So to me, it's a fairly good deal. I also have a robot, so it's something that plays the game every day. So it's 30 invokes in a month, and it's like, yeah, invisible. It's like nothing. My blog has a little bit more traffic. I wanted to show this one. I'm using CloudFront as a CDN. It's like Cloudflare. I get 150,000 requests, and same thing, API gateway for the URL, Lambda runs PHP, and here, I don't know why again, it's scaled up to 200 instances, maybe a crawler, maybe something else, I don't know, I don't care. But again, the average is like 1% of a server for my blog, so it's really free to host. It's pretty fun for side projects. Now, if we talk about Laravel, I have an example of what it could look like. This is the staging environment of an app. So, yeah. This is more what a Laravel app would look like, and it's very similar to any server, right? We have the CDN, we have, again, API gateway and the function for the web part. We use S3 for the files. We use S3 for serving assets, like the CSS and JavaScript. We have the artisan commands here, and we have a queue and the workers here. So it's, again, another container definition, and it scales independently from the rest. And this is staging, so there are not a lot of requests here, obviously. But again, it's free to host in this case. This is pretty cool. And the last one I wanted to show is externals. Externals.io. This is a website where you can read the PHP internals mailing list if you are interested. But this one gets a bit more traffic. It gets 1 million requests. Most of them, yeah, HTTP gets into like this function. I don't know why this function. So this project is implemented a bit weird because I implemented it very early on with serverless, and I created a lot of Lambda functions. There's no reason to do that. I was just experimenting. I should rewrite that to Laravel at some point. But in any case, I can see by root each function, and this one receives like 700k invokes per month, and it's running on the equivalent of 0.2% of the server. So it's like almost 1 million requests, but it's really free. And it's scaled up to 11 instances. I don't know why, what's happening. The homepage, 52,000 requests. And yeah, scaled as well. So this is the idea where I don't really have to think about how many instances do I need, how much CPU is going to trigger the auto-scaling, the things like that. I just deploy and then forget about it. CloudFront protects against the DDoS attacks. I can set up scaling limits, of course, especially on workers where you don't want to have 1 million workers running in parallel. I can do things like that. So that's a very rough overview of serverless, and I'm going to get back to that to finish, because it's the best website in the world, the most beautiful website in the world. And if you have many questions, that's good news, because I usually get a lot of questions about these things. I think maybe I'm out of time, so we can talk about that later, but thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Honestly, Matthew, that is on the PHP ecosystem, there are people who push the ecosystem forward. And you are one of those people, by the way, okay? Matthew is the creator of Brave PHP, which is literally what he showed today, one of the many ways of deploying PHP into production. But he also is the creator of very small packages like the container one, which I do remember. Yeah. And you also showed me Async PHP, which was awesome to see. And dude, thank you so much for today's presentation, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about PHP. PHP 8.5 just came out. Does any of you have tried PHP 8.5 already? Okay, one person, two persons. Nobody have seen PHP 8.5 yet? Okay, we are about to see one of the best releases of PHP on the last decade, okay? We're talking about the pipe operator, which just came out to PHP 8.5, and many other features which I truly enjoy. But to show you everything about PHP 8.5, I would like to welcome on stage Hugo Monteiro, which is the co-founder of Spot Home. Everyone. Here we go.
Hello. Let's see. Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. I think it's very important that all of you come and talk, not even, just coding every day, and come here to share experiences. So let me introduce myself. As Nuno said, I'm Hugo Monteiro. I'm one of the co-founders of Spot Home, and I use PHP since 2014. So it's my second longest relationship that I have, even before these two little ones were born. But before talking about the news about PHP, let's just realize that sometimes it's really important to tell our bosses, to tell our managers that it's sometimes that we need to upgrade. We need to upgrade the library. We need to upgrade PHP. So why should we invest in this upgrade now? I'm going to tell you some points here, some strategies that we can use. First, if we upgrade to PHP 8.5, we will reset the clock of long-term support, right? So we are going to have more time with security updates, active support. Besides that, when we start hiring, especially in Spot Home, when we start hiring, people do not want to work in legacy projects. They want to work with new stuff, right? So it's also a good way to upgrade, and also that the new syntax reduces boilerplate and allows us to release new features faster. And of course, everyone, I think, remembers from the boost of performance from the 7.4 to the 8, we got like 20 to 30% performance on PHP. And that was amazing, right? So we get these performance boosts just by upgrading. And of course, the ecosystem. Ecosystem means, for example, frameworks like Symfony that have a lot of packages, also used by Laravel. They drop, versions. They drop support. They
they dropped the support of older versions of PHP. So again, another reason that we should upgrade. Also, we live in extraordinary times, right? We talk AI every day, and we have the help of AI to help us everyday coding. And this is something that, no one told us, in our simulation, in this world. And also we have other tools like Rector that can help us to actually migrate our legacy code to new code. Because what today is new, tomorrow is legacy, so we have to take care of it. So now that we have the tools, and now that we have convinced our managers, we have convinced our bosses, and maybe tomorrow we're going to start a new business with PHP 8.5, let's go to the developer experience of PHP 8.5. Let's start with the first feature, which is the pipe operator, something that Nuno already introduced, that as you see here on the left, this is the old way of doing, this concatenation of functions where we put actually the string of input here in the middle. It's really hard, not very readable. And now with the pipe operator, as you can see here, we put the input in the beginning and you can already pipe several functions. I think this is a boost in productivity. The next one is the backtraces with fatal errors. How many of you had issues, trying to debug a memory problem? And the stack trace of the log was not good, right? We just saw that, hey, this is actually the message that you saw before 8.5. Just that the error is in this line, but this line does a lot of things, right? So now with PHP 8.5, we'll have a full stack trace of where the error comes from. And by just seeing the log, we are able to detect where is the error, even just by looking into code. The next one, the clone with. As you know, we have the clone keyword, but now with this clone of 8.5, we can actually pass the second argument and we can change already, the parameters inside. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in here. Here on the left side, you can see that this is previously 8.5. And you can see here how we create a new object, just changing the alpha. And on the right side, we can see that the clone, you can pass a second parameter, changing all the, some parameters that we may have inside the class. Something to take in mind, this is not possible when we have read-only parameters, okay? So maybe they can fix it in the future version or have an alternative. The next one, which I like as well, is the no discard attribute. I don't know if any of you have worked with payments, with critical systems. We may have this no discard, means that if I'm returning something in the function and I'm putting actually the no discard, if I don't pass a variable and I consume that variable, I consume that message, it will give me a warning saying, hey, you forgot to do something with this return value. And this is very useful for critical systems and also for payments. For example, payments, you have to return a payment ID, a payment token that you maybe need to charge later on. So the next one is one of also my favorites, is the closures and first-class callables in constant expressions. Why is this interesting, right? Because in PHP 8.4, we had almost to have to create like our own domain-specific language. We have to put in strings specific comparisons. And what is the issue with that is because there is no type safety, very easy to do mistakes. And using the PHP 8.5 way, this new feature, we can already, do a comparison, and we can pass a static function to this, and we have the static code analysis directly. We have autocomplete from the IDE, so it's much easier to do this kind of changes. The next one, probably, I don't know if you guys use directly curl, because it's very rare to use directly curl. Normally you use a library like Guzzle or like Symfony HTTP client. Maybe those frameworks will implement this way. Is that we're going to have a persistent curl share handles. That means that in previously 8.5 we create a connection, the connection is destroyed, and with this you have a persistent way, so you avoid doing the call all over again. So the full cost of DNS lookup, TCP, TLS will be will not exist. Again, two functions that seem very basic, only appeared in 8.5, which is the array first and array last. And you can see here in this example, we have, for example, hello from Lisbon, and I'm actually deleting the first and last, and I'm using the array first and array last. Why I'm doing this? Because when we do an unset, also the key changes, right? In PHP, this key starts instead of 0, it starts already with 1 because I deleted the 0. That's why sometimes we have to put array values to restart the index. And in this case, it works, right? In PHP 8.5, you don't need to worry about that index hell. And, with array first and array last, it works out of the box. It's amazing. Also, another one, which is great for who does more, scrapping and consuming a lot of URLs in their system. We have the URI. So in PHP 8.4, previously 8.5 and all the versions before, we used the parse URL function. And this parse URL function, what they used, it didn't follow any standard, right? So sometimes it worked, sometimes it did not. And that's an issue, right? They fixed it in 8.5. We have this URI here, and we can, we already have an object-oriented way to, to get the host, to get the port, to save in database, and to normalize all URLs. Thank you, PHP 8.5. Right? So we have this. I know that you guys are already excited to upgrade, no? Perfect. And there is, I just show some features, right? There are plenty more. There are, and a lot of, some deprecations and backward compatibility breaks, but very few compatibility breaks. So what I mean to say with this is that PHP is not dead, right? Because we're just getting started since 1995. And I think it's a great language to start programming, and maybe for you to start your next business, your next project today. Thank you, everyone. With the sources.
Thank you, Hugo, for coming, for showing us PHP 8.5. And honestly, it just feels good to see how this language have evolved over the last couple of years. Now we have things like PHP stand for type safety. We have Rector PHP to upgrade your language. And honestly, seeing PHP 8.5 today, it just feels good. So thank you so much for coming, dude, and for making this wonderful presentation. That being said, regarding questions, the speakers will be around during the networking. So if any of you have questions, that's just the perfect moment for that. But again, as someone who have done PHP for the last 10 years, it does truly feels good to see how the language have evolved. So I don't know if you guys know, but now we have something called the PHP Foundation being acting as... Wait, what? Is Sarah? Exactly. I think Sarah is part of the PHP Foundation. She is with us today, so a big round of applause to her. We do have the PHP Foundation as being the backbone in supporting all this development we are seeing on the language, but also the ecosystem around PHP is just so strong these days. We have things like PHP Stand bringing type safety to the language, Rector PHP, PHP Unit, Past PHP, Symfony, Laravel. All this beautiful ecosystem truly makes PHP one of the best languages in the world. And I have done a lot. I have done pretty much every single framework you can think about in other languages, things like Django, Ruby on Rails, JavaScript, and Next.js, and all of those things. And Sing PHP is as good as all of those languages. That being said, we just had 2 amazing talks. The questions will be done during the networking in case you have any. And now we are going to go to the best moment of the meetup, which is peer, beer, and socialization. And again, this is networking. So if you guys want to meet someone, just talk with them. Everyone is, happy to talk with you too. Make sure to make friends. And by the way, within an hour after the pizza and beer and networking, we're going to walk all of us together to a pub close by. It's literally 10 minutes walking. It's no longer raining, so it will be super fun. And the pub looks like this. There is plenty of options for drinks. The first drink will be for free. That being said, I hope you guys have a lot of fun during the talk. Time for the networking. Thank you so much for coming today.
Great stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
I would think that will work.
Querem ajudar? É?
Sim, vamos salvar.
Só uma pergunta. Quem
Força.
é que eu entrevisto?
Olha, não faço ideia. Mas vou perguntar a uma menina que aquela menina ali, eu pergunto já. Obrigado. Então, amigo, tudo bem? Obrigado por teres vindo outra vez tão longe, pá. Mas vai ser divertido outra vez. Vamos andar por aqui e vai ser altamente, tá bom? Exatamente. Interessante. É, só um bocadinho, sim? Já falamos. What's up, chat? So we did finish the event. How was the meetup? Was it any fun? You're still here? Alright, that's good. Nice to see you, Diabel. Sanch, how you doing? I think it's either over or close to be over.